Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about acceleration due to gravity of the earth. See, the earth can be imagined to be a sphere made of large number of concentric spherical shells, with the smallest one at the center and the largest one at its surface. When we consider a point mass outside the earth, that point mass is outside all these shells. So, all these shells exert a gravitational force at the point outside, just as if the masses of all the shells are concentrated at their common center, that is somewhere here. The total mass of all the shells is equal to what? It is equal to the mass of the earth, no? So, at a point outside the earth, the gravitational force is just as if entire mass of the earth is concentrated at its center. Now, let us see the difference in situation if the point lies inside the earth. So, consider this figure. Imagine this as our earth and this is the earth's surface. Okay, now consider a point P. Okay, I am considering a point P here. And a point mass M is situated at this point P. Here also, the earth can be considered as made up of concentric spherical shells. So, consider one such sphere of radius small letter r and the point P lies outside the sphere. Okay, that is point mass M is at a distance r from the center. For the shells of radius less than r, that is if we are considering a shell, spherical shell somewhere here, its radius will be less than r. Okay, so for shells of radius less than r or equal to r, this point P lies outside. But for the shells of radius greater than r, that is if you are considering a spherical shell somewhere here, it will be having a radius which is greater than r. So for shells of radius less than r, this point P lies outside. But for the shells of radius greater than r, this point P lies inside. Okay. The force of attraction due to a hollow spherical shell of uniform density on a point mass situated inside it is 0, because various regions of the spherical shell attract the point mass inside it in various directions. So these forces cancel each other completely. And for shells of radius greater than r, this green colored one is the shell of radius equal to r. This orange colored one and this violet colored one, these are the shells of radius greater than r. Okay, so when we consider these two shells, this point P is inside the shell. So the net force acting on it, or the force of attraction, will be equal to 0. Okay, so for shells of radius greater than r, the point P lies inside. So these shells exert no gravitational force on mass M kept at P. Clear? Now, the shells with radius less than or equal to r, that is this green colored one is the shell with radius equal to r, and this orange colored one, it is the shell of radius less than r. Okay, its radius is this much, its radius is this much, so it is less than r. Okay, so the shells with the radius less than or equal to r make up this sphere, okay, of radius small letter r. And for this sphere, that is this green colored one, for this sphere, the point P, okay, this is the point P where M is there. Okay, point mass M is kept there. So, for this sphere, the point P and the mass lies on the surface. Let the mass of this sphere of radius small letter r be M subscript r. Okay, this sphere, this green colored one of mass, the sphere of radius r will exert and mass m subscript r will exert a gravitational force on mass m kept at p as if its mass, its entire mass mr is concentrated at the center. From Newton's universal law of gravitation, we have the expression for the gravitational force of attraction between two masses m1 and m2 separated by a distance small letter r as F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square. I am taking this as equation number 1. Actually, we have discussed about this in our previous video. I hope you remember this. Otherwise I will provide the link in the description box. Okay, so if you have two point masses m1 and m2 separated by a distance r, then the gravitational force of attraction between them, I mean the magnitude of that force will be equal to F equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square. Okay, so what about the gravitational force on the mass m kept at p due to this sphere, green colored one, due to the sphere of mass mr? This will be equal to what? F is equal to G into, okay, mass of this is small letter m, mass of the sphere is mr, okay, divided by the distance of separation between them. Okay, it is r now, so r square. I am taking this as equation number 2. Okay, see, okay, let r subscript e, re be the radius of the earth and me be the mass of the earth. Okay, this is our earth and it can be divided into so many spherical shells, that's all. So let re be the radius of the earth and me be the mass of the earth. Okay, so this mass m, it is at a depth small letter d from or below the surface of the earth. Okay, this sphere is actually, or this mass m is at the point P. So this mass m, it is at a depth small letter d below the surface of the earth. Okay. Let us assume that the entire earth is of uniform density. So, density, its general equation is density is equal to mass by volume. So, density of the earth, I am taking it as rho, that will be equal to what? Mass of the earth divided by volume of the earth. Okay, so this is equal to mass of the earth divided by what will be the volume of the earth? See, the general expression to calculate the volume is V is equal to, for a sphere. Okay, for a sphere of radius capital letter r, if you consider a sphere of radius capital letter r, its volume can be written as 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so when we consider our earth as a sphere of radius re, its volume can be written as 4 by 3 pi re cube. Okay, this can be written as what? Multiplication with reciprocal. So, me into 3 divided by 4 pi re cube. Okay, then from this I am writing one expression for the mass of the earth. So, me is equal to, I am taking this 4 pi re cube to this side, so that goes to the numerator. So, we can write 4 pi re cube. I am taking 3 to this side, so that goes to the denominator. Okay, then rho is already here. So, we are getting m is equal to 4 by 3 pi re cube into rho, and I am taking this as equation number 3. Okay, now consider this sphere, okay, this green colored one of radius small letter r. Let its mass be m subscript r. Okay, what about its density? The density of that sphere of radius small letter r can be written as mass of that radius divided by, mass of that sphere of radius divided by volume of that sphere of radius r. Okay, so mass of that sphere, it is taken as mr. What about the volume of the sphere? Volume of the sphere can be written as 4 by 3 pi, its radius is small letter r now, so pi r cube. See, we assumed that the entire earth is of uniform density. So, for this green colored sphere also, the density is the same. That is why I have taken rho here. Okay, the same rho. I haven't differentiated these by rho 1, rho 2 like that, because it is of uniform density. So, here also rho and here also rho. Okay, now see here also I'm just trying to calculate one expression for this mr. So we can write mr is equal to, I'm taking this 4 by 3 pi r cube to this side. So that goes to the numerator. So 4 by 3 pi r cube into what? Rho is here. Okay, so we are getting mass of that this green colored sphere of radius small letter r as 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho, and I'm taking this as equation number 4. Next, I am going to substitute this equation number 4 in equation number 2. So, in from equation number 2, we have F is equal to G into M into MR. MR can be written as what? 4 by 3 pi R cube rho, then divided by R square. Okay, I am just taking this as equation number 5. Alright, now you see from equation number 3, that is m is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. I am taking this r cube to this side, so that goes to the denominator, and this equation becomes me divided by re cube is equal to what? 4 by 3 pi into rho. Okay, I am taking this as equation number 6, and I am going to substitute this equation number 6 in equation number 5. So, in equation number 5, f is equal to G into M into 4 by 3 pi r cube rho divided by r square, no? So, this 4 by 3 pi, okay, 4 by 3 pi into rho. This can be replaced by what? Me by re cube. So, I am replacing that by me by re cube. Okay, then rest here we have r cube divided by r square. Okay, r square, this r cube can be written as what? R square into r, no? So, r square cancel. Rest we have r here. So, we can write f is equal to g m me, okay, divided by re cube into r, where me is the mass of the earth, re is the radius of the earth. And I am taking this as equation number 7. Now, if the mass m is situated on the surface of the earth, then the distance to the mass from the center, that becomes equal to the radius of the earth, no? Okay, that is r becomes equal to re. In such a case, the gravitational force on the mass m, which is on the surface of the earth, that becomes F is equal to G into M into ME divided by RE cube. Then this R becomes equal to what? RE. Okay, so here we have RE cube. Now this RE cube can be written as RE square into RE. No? So 1 RE and 1 RE can be cancelled. So we will get that force as F is equal to GM ME divided by RE square, where G is the universal gravitational constant, M is the mass of this and ME is the mass of the earth, RE is the radius of the earth. Okay, I am taking this as equation number 8. Now you see, from Newton's second law of motion, we have F is equal to M into A. When the acceleration of the mass is due to the earth's gravitational force of attraction, then this A can be replaced by G, where G is the acceleration due to gravity. So we can write F is equal to M into G, or we can write G is equal to F divided by M. Okay, I am taking this as equation number 9. Next, I am going to substitute this equation number 8 in equation number 9. That is acceleration due to gravity G when the object or that point mass is on the surface of the earth. G is equal to, what is F? F is equal to G M E divided by RE square, then divided by M. F by M means F by M means F into 1 by M, no? So F is this into 1 by M. Okay, so M cancel. So we are getting G is equal to capital letter G, then mass of the earth divided by square of radius of the earth. I am taking this as equation number 10. That is, the acceleration experienced by this mass m when it is on the surface of the earth is what? It is GME divided by RE square. G is a constant, mass of the earth is a constant, RE radius of the earth, that is also a constant. So this acceleration due to gravity on the surface, that will be a constant almost. So in this video, we have discussed about the acceleration due to gravity of the earth. I hope you understood this. Thank you.